Thanks for the time. I'm representing Aliph Medical here. We're a new startup in Southern California. We believe in AI and ML for ocular diagnostics, but we're starting more fundamentally. We're developing a comprehensive ophthalmic diagnostic device that gives full structure and function information for every patient at every exam. So our applications will be in ophthalmology, in optometry, and in oculomics. So because we're not only looking at the retina, some of the examples I'll be looking at today aren't in the retina only. So, but our goal is to go and change the way we do comprehensive ophthalmology. So the market for ophthalmic diagnostics is substantial, and it's growing. And what we're working on here is a novel all-in-one platform. It's a high-speed swapped source OCT system, full eye with color fundus, with wavefront aberrometry, and tear film analysis. The team is comprised of a number of people with world-class depth in technical, clinical, and commercial applications. And we already have a modern cloud architecture for our data. One of the nice things about our application, unlike pharmacology, is it's a well-defined regulatory pathway for Class 2 devices. Currently, we're set with investment, but soon we'll be starting to raise our round B towards clinical and regulatory studies. Because we're an early-stage startup, I'd like to start with the team. We have a lot of experience in system development from OCT, aberrometry, color fundus. We have clinicians with us from day one on the team. We have great AI experience from software perspective and regulatory perspective, and a good coverage on the clinical side of things. We also have a very strong clinical advisory board that's standing behind us and helping us with this technology. So what we're working on really, and if we look here at the cataract, sorry, this is a retina session, but we're taking cataract sometimes because it's very obvious. When you want to do a high-end, cataract surgery, you look at the patient with multiple devices. They're usually from different suppliers. They don't talk to each other. And that's a challenge. But the worst challenge of that is that the data usually gets printed and goes to trash and doesn't get used again. With AI1, we'll be able to do that comprehensive eye exam in less than 5 minutes, and it'll go to our AI1 cloud and get analyzed again and again. So in a sense, we're democratizing eye exams and harmonizing results to essentially improve yield. We also have polarization-sensitive OCT in the device. Because of the time limitation, I'm not going to touch upon it again, but that's something we'll be talking about in other events. We're getting into a market that's already established. It's not a new market. Most clinics have a bunch of devices from different suppliers. Each device looks at a different part of the eye. The eye, though, is the only transparent window in the body. So you could look at it at once. The only limitation is technology, and we're solving that with this device. We'll be able to perform all these functions not by combining the technologies. We're having a highly differentiated, a lot more high-performance technology that's doing the work. It's mostly done with OCT, anterior-posterior segment. And while we're saying that ophthalmic diagnostics market is growing, OCT already has a big chunk of that market, and it's growing at a faster pace, which is an indicator of the value of the technology. And we're supporting all the verticals of ophthalmology. We'll be able to do the workups required, whether it's cataract, refractive, retina, or glaucoma applications. If you look why would a doctor want to buy a device like this and a comprehensive device? So there are multiple areas that are interesting. One of which is the human capital, right? Whether it's training or inconveniences or variabilities that come with it, you can reduce your dependency on that. You can also gain some surgeon time itself by not having to look at data on paper and try to make sense of placebo versus sham fluke topographies, right? So it'll all come together. With that time and with better data, doctors will be able to spend more time, more value-added time in the surgeries, or maybe prescribe premium procedures. And when the data is all coming from one data source with one cohesive way of looking at the eye without estimations and angle kappa or angle gamma, we'll be able to have improved outcomes and better outcomes. So, like I said at the beginning, this is for us is the platform for a bigger AI ML play, right? So, and we already have a lot of that. We all do our segmentation, our OCTA analysis. It's all based in AI already. We'll be able to capture all that comprehensive data from each person's eye every time they come. We have our own cloud, and we'll be able to apply advanced data analytics that will eventually improve decision making and outcomes. Because the data, so are we going to ophthalmology and optometry at the beginning because it's an obvious business case? The device is fully automated. Actually, the way we can detect eyes, droopy pupil, droopy eyelid, we've been able to actually have very sturdy algorithms to automate finding the eye. We're able to find the eye in less than 2 seconds, capture the whole eye in less than 1.5 seconds, move to the second eye, capture it in less than 1.5 seconds. It's phenomenally fast. And the rich data set that will come from there will feed into oculomics application better than just a color fundus image. And the ease of use of the device can eventually take us into point-of-care applications. That's our projection. I think in terms of consistency with the rest of the presentations, I'll skip it, but we think we'll go commercial in 2028, and we think we'll have a very healthy revenue with pretty good margin by 2033.
Can you summarize?
Yeah, last slide. So we're finishing development by the end of this year, early 2027. We're doing two batches of clinical studies and submitting to the FDA and hoping to be commercial in Q1 2028 with all the applications, not part of it really. Thanks.